Hello, friends. We're going to talk about these fancy schmancy detailing brushes today. I have made this video twice. And every time I rewatch it and I go to edit it, I'm like, girl, you sound so rude. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be rude to anybody. What I want to do is I want to talk about the detailing brushes. And I especially want to talk to those who are new to the business. When I first began this journey, I didn't have detailing brushes. I had access to some brushes through one of the sellers. And then my dad, he provided me with all the other stuff. But you can only detail so much doing nothing more than wiping down, vacuuming, and extracting the seats with just some purple power. And that's what I started with. And I quickly realized that I really needed some type of brushes. And I knew I couldn't buy any detailing brushes. And to be honest with you, I had fallen into that where if I'm a detailer, I got to have all the detailing stuff. I know we watch a lot of YouTubers, detailers, and we want to be just like them, just like that. Overnight transformation. I'm a big YouTuber. I'm a big detailer. I get them right and perfect every freaking time. You know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is, there is a difference between YouTube and reality. So if you are a new detailer, I really want to kind of toss this out to you. I want you to understand there is no shame in your game. Do what you have to do to get by. Because at this point, you've got to build. When I went to the Dollar Tree, I knew I needed something to help me get that stuff away from the buttons in the steering wheel. And I was having a hard time getting into the little leather sleeves that are over the gear shifters. I couldn't do anything about it. I mean, my fingers could only dig out so much. So I went to the dollar store and I found 3 main brushes and I found 2 other brushes. In total, this was $5 at the time. Now the Dollar Tree is $1.25. So it would have been what? $6.25. But that's still a really good price. So these are what I found. I found these makeup brushes. And no, if you're a guy and you're like, I want makeup brushes, I get it. Stick these in some black paint, dip them in there and cover that. You'll be fine. The goal is not what looks pretty or handsome. The goal is to get the job done so that you can make that money, so that you can get to a point where you can have all these different brands of detailing brushes. This one is actually really good on the air vents. It's longer, it's a little softer, but it is stiff. And then this one would be really good for, you know how your gear shifter on the steering column and your blinker, and there's a little inset right there around those because they come out of the column, and it gathers up all that nasty dirt. That's what that's good for. And it's a little shorter, so the shorter, the little stiffer. Okay? Now this one is perfect for those little places like the buttons and the dirt and dust that gathers up around the buttons. And this is also perfect for that little sleeve around the gear shifter if it's in the center console. So these are really, really good. And this one, the center console, you got your radio and all this, and you got this little pocket on some of these cars. Heck, I can't even hardly get my hand in there. But these are perfect for that. And I get this, I put it in there and clean it all up, and then I stuff my microfiber towel in there and soak it all up, and it's good to go. I got these probably July of last year. I started detailing in June. So about a month after I started detailing, I went and got these. Okay. And they worked great for me. They worked great. So for my birthday at the end of August, I made a wish list on Amazon. And I didn't expect anybody to buy anything for me, but I always had people asking, what do you want for your birthday? And I had the mindset, I'm a detailer. I gotta have these. But I'm a girl. I don't mind using makeup brushes. Let me tell you what I learned about detailing brushes by watching YouTube. You're gonna spray that APC on there and get all over that panel on the door, right? And then you're gonna spray your brush with that APC, and every single inch of that door panel you're gonna rub with your brush. And you're going 2 hours longer than your details should have gone. And I'm going, no. So I learned really fast. These, you don't need these for that. You know what I've used these for? Now that I know how to use them. And I don't have to do all of that. That's all for show. I'm telling you, there is no way on earth a good detailer can go inch by inch on every single hard surface in a vehicle, even a small one, and be able to get that done in a timely fashion. No way, Jose. The only thing you really need these for is like air vents. Cup holders, which this one did really good on cup holders. Buttons, you know, around the little spaces around in the cockpit of the car. And then, here it is. And then my frayed one, this is what I look like when I wake up every morning. This one, I've used this to, when it's really dusty and dirty, I'll use this to loosen stuff up and keep the vacuum nearby and let the vacuum soak all that stuff up. I've even actually detailed a car that way. You know, there was not a dirty car. It just had dust on it, and I had the vacuum and I used the brush and got it all out of there, and it spruced right up. Other than that, you don't need it for anything. You don't need to be going around every inch of every hard surface. So what I thought about detailing brushes turned out not to be. Door jambs, you can use those on a door jamb, but this did just fine for me. I had no, and it's on some of my videos. You can see it. So when I got these brushes, I got a little package with it, and it had these 3 brushes in it. Now, these are the ones that'll stab the snot out of you. These are the steel wire. There's a silver one and a gold one. I don't know the difference. But either way, I learned from one of the sellers. These actually, I use them all the time. You know that stuff that gathers right there at the crevices and the cracks where the plastic and the carpet come together? It dries up, especially on those really nasty cars. It dries up really bad. And it's, anyway, you scrape on there and you get it broke up. And I love these. I love them. I use them pretty much every detail. I love them. Now, this one is more like those, it's stiff, but it's like those nylon bristles. But have you ever detailed a minivan? I hate those things. I hate them. Just saying. They will kick my butt every time, and then I'll start kicking their butt, and we're back and forth. It's like having a bad boyfriend. Just saying. Anyway, right behind the center console, you know what I'm talking about if you've ever detailed a Dodge Caravan, right? Right behind that center console is this little space. This big. That big. It's that wide. You can't hardly get nothing in there. I have even scraped that little booger out with a screwdriver. Until I learned how to take the center console out. That changed the game. Anyway, this, I put it there and then I push it down And I just start scraping until that crap comes out of there. I love these. I love these. So anyway, let's talk about this one. You don't want makeup brushes? That's fine. You can't afford these? That's fine. And don't think that you have to have them, because you don't. You've got ways you can get around it. So here is another alternative. Now this, I think, is awesome. It's an awesome idea, but it's not easy to use. In fact, it takes up more time than it needs to. So, you know, this has got the 3 little slots. So you should be able, can you see that? It's got the 3 little slots with this little microfiber cover, and you're supposed to get those little air vent things in the center of there, and anyway, you got to fight with it, and it don't go in there right, and you just finally start poking it and just doing what you can with it. You can buy one, but you don't need that side. If you were to buy this brush, it's got these little, they're pretty stiff, but not so stiff they're going to scratch stuff. This will take care of all those spots that I told you that you would need a brush for. When you're new, the goal is not to rush out and take every dime that you make and invest it right away into the fancy schmancy stuff. Logically and fiscally and being responsible, you should just back off a little bit, pull in your money, build your business, the business side, so that within 6 months you can afford these. You know what I mean? Don't think that you have to be the big detailer. You want to start detailing on Tuesday, and by Friday you got to be the big detailer. It doesn't make fiscal sense to take all of your money. You do need to reinvest into your business, but it doesn't make sense to take all of your money and get everything right now. The best way to do it is make your wish list. Tell your family, I want this instead. Don't give me anything for my birthday. I could use some detail brushes. I could use some drill brushes. I can use a new drill. I could use a gift card to Harbor Freight so I could buy a power washer. You know, whatever it is. And do it month by month. Because if you take your time and slowly build, you won't find yourself in a bind in 6 months. You'll be in a good place in 6 months. All you're doing is putting the fancy furniture in the house that only has the frame. So keep that in mind. Good luck to you guys. Keep going. I'm still going. I have a detail tomorrow. It's been so cold that I haven't detailed in about 10 days. I'm going to feel it come Friday. But, you know, it's just another video to go into my 30 videos in 30 days. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out on my channel for a minute. I do appreciate you, and I'm glad you're here. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And until tomorrow's video, we'll see you later. Keep going, guys. You got this. We'll see you later. So if you're a YouTube,